As you may have seen from the announcement, gentlemen, the dress banner will be appearing soon. However, it is mostly skippable for a reason. There is currently a lack of content where these units can truly perform well, to say the least. Moreover, they are permanent units. So, if you happen to like their design, you may simply hope that one of them appears as an off-rate while pulling on fest banners or others. But what do they actually do? Unfortunately, I do not have D.Tsukuyo, as I failed to obtain her. However, based on available information, she can be considered a more accessible version of B. Hoshino, though likely an inferior one in comparison. This assessment is further supported by her usage rate, which is below 1%. Perhaps she will become relevant in future content that has yet to be introduced. However, to keep things simple, it would be more practical to prioritize B. Hoshino instead. As for D.Michiru, players who have obtained her claim that she is exceptionally strong in PvP this season, and contributes to consistent victories. While the rewards are quite generous, it cannot be guaranteed that she will remain effective in future seasons. Therefore, it is safer to consider D.Michiru as primarily useful for the current season. She may also be utilized in certain raid content without significant issues, as she possesses an excellent special sub-skill that increases X skill cost. Looking at the data, however, her performance is not particularly outstanding, with less than 15% usage. That said, she still sees more use compared to D.Tsukuyo. Overall, this banner is skippable, unless of course, there are personal preferences involved. Perhaps you may choose D.Tsukuyo simply because you wish to be pampered with big milk. Or perhaps you favor D.Michiru, as she appears to be proposing to you. Either way, the choice is entirely yours. However, it is strongly recommended to prioritize saving resources for Fest students, as they provide significantly greater value than obtaining these units. I suppose that concludes the discussion. There is not much else to address. What about builds? I must admit, I am not particularly knowledgeable regarding builds. For D.Tsukuyo, it should be sufficient to avoid heavy investment beyond gear upgrades. As for D.Michiru, most recommended builds involve reaching UE40 with maximum gear and skill levels. And that should be all. As always, Godspeed.